the Mic with Mike here on WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Yes, this is Don Treese Brown. We're Brown Baylor, proud sponsors of the Swagger Series. Please feel free to follow us on our social media channels, The Brown Baylor. You can also visit us on our website, brownbaylor.com, and you can follow us on our most recent project, Hidden in Plain Sight, SITE.org.
Brown Baylor, Hidden in Plain Sight, sponsors of the On the Mic with Mike Swagger music series. Hear brand new stars every Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Mic with Mike and WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Hey, it's DEAU Eyes, and I'll be on the mic with Mike on Friday. See you then.
Are y'all ready to get this started? 3, 2, 1.
Going live.
Hey, I know what time it is.
You know what it is.
You are now tuning into the best business radio program in Central VA.
Turn it up.
On the Mic with Mike on WJFN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2:19 is the time. The Swagger Studio is back in effect. So we got Al Green on the wheels of Steel Robin and Emmanuel here from DB Arcade. But the person with the real reason that we're here, Allie Thibodeau, is here. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
Okay, so word on the street. People are talking about, hey, do you know Allie? Do you know Allie? And so, welcome to the program.
Don't trust a thing they say.
Well, most of the time with most people I don't, but you got credible sources who are out there promoting what you do.
Very, very sweet.
Okay, so tell us your story. Tell us what you do. Then you're going to drop some music on us, some from your new album. Okay, I'm done.
Absolutely.
Okay, the floor is
yours.
Sure.
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter. I have a band called DEAU Eyes. It's like my last name, DEAU.
It took me a while.
Most people.
It took me a while, and then
don't quite get it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little, but I needed to keep a bit of my name. It's a really hard name to spell, turns out.
It is.
Yeah, Thibodeau. Lots of vowels. All the vowels, in fact.
Yeah, and a lot of people can get it right. I bet some people want to throw an X in there at some point.
They do. I wish it had an X, but I'm not one of the cool ones with the X.
No, you're one of the cool ones. The shot with you walking away in the field.
That's cool that you found that photo.
That one is it.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was outside of Amsterdam. I was living in a camper van for about a month in Europe. I got a really cheap, I found like $100 flight and went to Amsterdam and with no plan and just hopped in a van.
Okay, so what did the family say when you came with that idea?
Oh, they were panicked. It was not.
As a dad, yes. I'm sure that was, boy, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh, man, they were not very happy about it, but they came around when they realized that it was all good.
All right, so tell us your story, how we got here today. And how were you always that creative person?
Well, yeah, I would say so. I come from a family of artists. So my mom she was a dance studio owner, and my dad is a political cartoonist. And so I was kind of covered in paint and rolling around a dance studio since I was little. And then I was in musical theater, and I moved to New York, and really found a passion for the singer-songwriter scene and busking and just playing as much as I possibly could.
Okay, so for folks who aren't out there, explain busking. Playing on the street. Okay.
Yeah. So all of this actually started because I was really broke. And I couldn't fit any other jobs into my schedule. Like, I was slam packed. I had about 4 jobs at the time in New York City to pay for my rent and my life. And so between jobs, I would take my guitar into the subway station and play the one song that I knew. And because I was not, I didn't know what I was doing. But then it was one song, and then it was 2 songs, then it was 3 songs, and people would come and drop some change, and I just collect enough to eat lunch that day, and then move on.
See, it's funny. So my wife is from New York. She's from the Lower East Side. And so New York is open to stuff like that, that you can make enough that day to eat, that day to, because people are open-minded. People think that a lot of times the New Yorkers are really hardcore and they don't care.
I found, honestly, especially when you move to New York, everybody is just there for one another. And, you know, in a lot of ways, sometimes it's not always that way, just like with anywhere, you know.
No, that is for sure.
But yeah, people, you know, if you're lost and don't know where you're going, a New Yorker is going to tell you exactly how to get there, take the time, you know. And so, yeah, that was refreshing. And with music, people would stop and listen for a bit, you know, give me $1 and then move on, which actually that setup worked well because I only knew one song. So
that's true.
It's like, just listen for a minute and
keep
go
it
on
moving,
your train.
because you don't want them to start asking, hey, how about, can I get another selection?
Exactly.
Well, come back tomorrow. We'll be here.
Yeah, exactly.
So the New York music scene, is it different in different areas?
Yeah, for sure. I mostly found a little hub of friends in the East Village, and that's kind of where I was.
Have you ever been to Down the Hatch?
Down the Hatch? I don't know if I have. Maybe. I should check it out, though.
It's a place that, you know, never mind that. So. It's off of West 4th.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right around where I used to wait tables and then go over to an open mic afterwards.
Okay.
That's
so
cool.
You also done singing and performing in Nashville.
Yep, a little bit. So I made a record in Nashville. I haven't lived there, but I've gone there to play with friends and things.
Okay, what type of music would people say that you would? Do you say that you perform?
You know, I usually just say indie rock because it's kind of a blanketed, you can play whatever you want and call it indie rock feeling. But yeah, I write. I would say that I write songs and then illustrate them with the sound, you know, depending on the story. So it's pretty versatile, I'd say.
And your process for being a songwriter, does it come to you all at once, and how do you capture that?
You know, it really, really depends. Each song kind of comes from a different place. Sometimes I'll just really feel like I have something lodged in my soul and I need to work it out by sitting down with the song. And a lot of times I have no idea what's going to happen or what it's going to be about. That's usually how it works. But sometimes, you know, like the song Miner and Raven on my record, Let It Leave, my first and only album that I put out, that one started when I was in the car with my turn signal, and the just had me thinking about like ravens and crows and a coal miner digging into the ground, and I just let my imagination kind of go in the car.
That's a creative, because you know what I would hear? And that would be it. I'm like, man, I got to get this thing fixed. But you heard something there.
Yeah, creative, insane. We don't really know which.
Yeah, well, all right. Okay, so what do you want to perform? We're going to start off and give our listeners something.
Yeah, sure thing. Since we were talking about New York, I'm going to do Some Do.
Okay.
And it's about the process of leaving New York and coming back home to Richmond to play music. Yeah, so.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear the guitar? Fresh Mr. Coffee and sweet pea perfume, a line down the hallway and round the dead room. Their dresses all match and their eyes royal blue, and fluorescent lights chose the right size too. I climb every ladder and I knock every door, but hell if I know there could have been more. For those who count seconds and dollars and booze, buying sensible heels for the morning commute. Some do. It's a damn guarantee that you never can choose who's taken aback by these clear baby blues. And I don't belong in an hourglass room with timers and deadlines and shrinking balloons, but some do. Ooh, some do. Some do. Right in a place of
the things I should do. Shrugging off failures, the time she done flew. But I fear for my brother, we drew up tattoos. I showed him my life and he laid down the truth. He said, burn down your bridges and you'll never go back. So soon flip the coin, close my eyes, lead a match. We wrote some songs about sailors and trash, with everything I own in its place on my back. Cause some do, ooh, some do, some do. Got smoke in my hair and some dirt on my shoes. I'm hoping next month I'll stay covered in glue. Do it all anywhere, leave a trail where I do. Stand on the land, watch the flames burn through, burn through. Ooh, burn through, burn through. Cause some do. Some do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ali Thibodeau laying it down like that. Now that's nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so being around New York, when you talk about the sensible heels for the commute, yeah.
Way to pick that up.
Yes, that was one right there. You don't realize that all the people rocking, dress clothes and sneakers.
That's right. That's right.
There's a certain energy. Okay, so you're living a New York life. I'm from Philly, and when I went to New York, there's no other energy like that.
Yeah.
Even coming from a big city. We're going to talk.
Cool too, though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not New York cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit more Richmond chill.
I tell people, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Ali Thibodeau is here with us. Her band called DEAU Eyes. That was Some Do.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go away for a moment. We'll be back on the other side. We'll be back with Ali Thibodeau, Swagger Studio. Shout out to our sponsor, Brown Baylor. Don Treese Brown, thanks for hooking us up. DB Arcade is here with us. Emmanuel, he puts out the rockin' videos that you see. So we'll be back on the other side.
Yes, this is Don Treese Brown. We're Brown Baylor, proud sponsors of the Swagger series. Please feel free to follow us on our social media channels, The Brown Baylor. You can also visit us on our website, brownbaylor.com, and you can follow us on our most recent project, Hidden in Plain Sight, site.org.
Brown Baylor, Hidden in Plain Sight, sponsors of the On the Mic with Mike Swagger music series. Hear brand new stars every Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Mic with Mike and WJFN, 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Thank you, attorneys Justin Lauder and Chris Gatewood at Threshold Counsel PC for sponsoring this program. They offer startup, business, and intellectual property services for innovative and growing organizations. You can find them online at threshold.cc.
Hanley Watches is the must-have, stylish, comfortable, and versatile timepiece for the person who values quality. Hanley offers sophisticated, modern designs that inspires confidence and generates conversation. Contact us today for the On the Mic with Mike promo. Hanley Watches is the official timepiece of Mike King Biz and On the Mic with Mike. Connect with us at HanleyWatches.com today.
HANDLEY, HanleyWatches.com.
Having a good name is more valuable than possessions. With a positive reputation, you not only obtain good credit, but the trust of lenders. At Build Credit LLC, we help you gain access to wealth, knowledge, and personal power. Have you made mistakes with your credit? Not sure where to begin? Tired of credit companies taking your money and getting no results? You need a home, car, credit cards, or even trade lines to start a business? No worries. We've got solutions for all your questions. Build Credit LLC is here to help you begin, repair, and build your credit to get the lifestyle you deserve. Our 100% money-back guarantee, we are committed to your success. Contact us today at 804-715-2395 or buildcredittrust@gmail.com for a free consultation. Mention promo code BCT2021 to claim 20% off your services.
Offer valid in the Commonwealth of Virginia and restrictions apply. 20% off of your services applies towards your enrollment fee.
Let's chat biz excellence with hashtag Sarah Be The Coach. Airing every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on WJFN, 100.5, 92.7 FM, and 820 AM.
Don't miss hashtag Sarah Be The Coach, Tuesdays at 2 on the Mic with Mike, right here on WJFN 92.7, 100.5, and AM 820.
Know your worth, then add tax. Helping you run a successful business in 2021 and beyond.
Listen.
Oh, hello. I'm Louise Keaton from the Whistle Stop Theater Company. You're listening to On the Mic with Mike.
Every day.
At 1 p.m. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Swagger Studio is back open. The time is 2:34. Mike King, Allie Thibodeau is here talking about her story, her journey. Let's talk a little bit about the creative side of Richmond. There's a lot going on here.
So much is happening here.
What's it like to be a singer-songwriter here with the energy that's going on right now? Because you guys kind of got a crew that kind of, the energy is outstanding, performing. And then we'll talk about how you guys have made it through the whole lockdown thing here and stayed sane.
Absolutely. I could not do this at all without the Richmond community and my fellow artists friends who are doing the same thing.
Shout out to Aaron Fry.
Yes, and Aaron Fry.
So like I said before, people had shouted you out. So shout out to Aaron Fry for saying, "Hey, you gotta have Allie on."
Big time. Aaron is one of those people in our community and in our world that just knows how to really, really affect other people's lives in a very positive way. Yeah. Like, Richmond Culture Works, they've given out grants to 184, 86
Yeah, I remember
people.
when the pandemic started, she was just like, hey, let's look out for the performers. I remember when I had her on the program once before, we were saying, so what could people do for the performers? And she's like, pay them.
Yeah.
Because people, they always want you guys to perform. Let me stop, Al. I will always want you to perform for free. It's like, okay, we're going to move on from that subject. Scratch that last question.
Oh, no, it's so good to be here with you. I'm so happy we get to actually have a conversation in person and everything.
It is true. And so you, like you said, you got your distance. Like you said,
my 8 feet or so.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what we're doing. So to say to my wife, baby, I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm singing in the other direction.
Exactly. So we're being safe here. Alrighty. So the microphone's yours. You can tell us what's going
on. Richmond. I'm so inspired by this city right now, just because of all of the different kinds of art forms in this quiet time that we've had to stay in place and notice one another. And there's so many visual artists. Quirk Gallery always has, in many galleries, but Quirk right now is the one that I've been trying to pop into when it's slow, in the mornings or something, just to see the different artists that are being showcased in their gallery. Vocalists, crazy musicians here, like coming out of jazz school, but also the punk scene and everybody kind of coming together and making new stuff. My friend Scott Lane has this record label called American Paradox Records that is based in Richmond, and they just have some of my best friends and also just artists that I really, really admire. Landon Elliott, Sid Kingsley, Kanika Cook. There's sculptors, photographers, dancers. The dance program, VCU cultivates so many just brilliant artists in so many different facets, and I'm excited to see what happens in Richmond and how we all come together and make some new kind of maybe experimental, maybe some experiential things that are different and revitalized and kind of revolutionary. I'm pumped.
Here's the question. Is being a performer as cool as it seems?
Well, that depends on how cool you think it is.
People who are not performers think it's really cool. Like the life of me. Okay, so we know the hard times.
Yeah.
We know, maybe we don't know as hard as the hard times, but to get the performing part, the people like just soaking it all in.
Yeah,
is that as cool as it seems?
That part, yeah, and you know what? I think most of the work you do as a performer is not performing. A lot of the work you do is alone, creating in your room, hoping that, that you'll be able to reach people with what you're doing, having to kind of self-motivate and like pump yourself up and be like, this is worth it. Like you're good enough to do this. You know what I mean? And then when you're out especially in the pandemic, where we're not playing live, we played one live show at the In Your Ear studios, and that was like everyone was masked. It wasn't an audience; it was just a crew, and it was beautiful and awesome. And that whole session is on YouTube. We did a whole set. But that was the first time I played with the band since March.
Wow, that's the one that Craig Martin was.
Yeah, that's right.
Was interviewing you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did look like. Shout out to Carlos. In Your Studios.
Yeah, they're
that
great.
looks an awesome place.
Yeah, it is a really awesome place, and this is an awesome place too. I mean, there's so many studios in Richmond too that are opening their doors and bringing people in for sessions and just different opportunities so that we can all kind of know about one another.
That is true. That's what we do here on the Mike with Mike Swagger Studio. Shout out to Brown Baylor for being our sponsor. The microphone's yours. Let's see the next thing you want to drop on us.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's see. Yeah, just Richmond, I love Richmond. I'm so happy I came back here. I feel like, there's just there was a lot of touring. If we're talking about like the music business and things, it was based in touring and selling merch, and I've got like 500 records at home that I need to sell, you know what I mean, because we were about to go on tour. But instead of that tour, and of course everything that's happened with COVID is just devastating and really, really difficult for everyone. But in any difficult time, we have an opportunity to come together and get closer.
Is true.
And with music, my brother and I were, in contact for quarantine. We were doing it together, and so we decided instead of our album release tour, which was going to go down to South by Southwest and be like 2020 hit last year. I don't know where y'all were on New Year's Eve, but we were like, this is going to be our year.
Yeah.
Like, this is it, 2020. And then
the world, yeah.
Yeah. And but in that, I still do think this year has been unmatched magic when it comes to creativity, because the time we got to spend at home and even, I mean, my brother and I lost our grandmother. We had this moment, and everyone's lost someone this year, it seems like, if not many people. And, we kind of looked at each other and I just couldn't take any more sad news, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I want to make a video album. And mind you, I do not know how to make videos at all. I've never shot anything. I've never edited anything, nothing. All I had was an iPhone. And my brother was like, yep, let's do it. There wasn't even a conversation. It was just like, okay, we're going to make a video for every single song on the album. So that consisted of us conceptualizing each song with the resources that we had, going on Facebook Marketplace and, finding free stuff. We found this stove that, we carried. It was so heavy. Both of us practically broke our backs carrying it. But I painted it and smashed it in my backyard with a baseball bat, took piñatas, filled them with flour, smashed it up. There were, just these natural effects that we had to get really creative with no budget and no real resources.
And you can't get out.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't get out. And so with my iPhone on iMovie, app, I'm like editing these videos for like a month and a half. And then we did our album release show, and it was online, and it's a full stream from beginning to end of the album of images and videos that we strung together, just the two of us.
Wow.
And so those are memories that I will never, that's the cool stuff to me, is like being able to make something out of nothing. and being able to, like, you know, be flexible and fulfilled in that process, even though, you know, my income comes from people who are so generous, mostly in this town, but also elsewhere, who I've met along tour, who will tune into my live stream every week and, like, send me a couple bucks, you know. And each person that does that, like, it lets me be able to create and live.
Wow, you create what you're doing is you made a connection with the person who's out there, that your music says something and speaks to their heart. Wow, that's See, you ain't making me cry now. We are not crying up in here with the, so 2020 was something.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get older people, you kind of think that the world need to be slowed down some. We've had young people here who said the world needed to be slowed down.
Yeah, I think so.
And
I really think so. I think our climate needed it, you know.
Yeah.
There are places where...
And this is conservative radio, so ladies and gentlemen who are out there, listen. The world needed a break. You know, sometimes people are kind of like, no, we're going to go on. It's no.
Well, I think we all have to tap into what's really important to us right now, you know, and I think everyone, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, what your beliefs are, all of us have had to stop and say, is this really what I want to be doing and why? And also, like, who's around me? Because at the end of the day, those moments with my brother, or, like, you know, sitting out in a park with Aaron Fry drinking wine and, like, exploring our grievances.
Doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that, and that's important to make time for. And I think whether it's your family has become closer, and granted, I'm saying all of this knowing that, you know, people have suffered so much this year and lost so much, and that does not at all, what I'm saying, like, discount that sort of grief and overall negativity and turmoil. But with that, there's a balance, right? So you have this, like, heavy thing, but with the heavy, there's got to be the light as well. And I think we really needed that light. We really needed to see what's real to us.
Wow, that's why people told me you had to be here. That's it. You know, Louise Keaton. Shout out to Louise and the Whistle Stop Theater.
She's amazing.
You know, she is just like, hey, Mike, you need to have Allie on. So shout out to the people who directed you into our path. What are you going to sing for us next? What you got for us?
I think with that message, I'm going to sing a new song.
Okay.
It's called Simple Things, and it hasn't been recorded, so
there you go.
You probably haven't heard this one.
That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. Simple Things. Allie Thibodeau.
The weeds are fully grown with flowers on their own, flowers on their own. If I could let it sit, I'd find some peace in it, finally sleep with it. Let the simple things console me, let mountains overthrow me, like wind beneath my feet. Let my love be lost with seasons, let mountains show the reasons we hang on after all. And you hang on after all. If I could build a house, I'd sit on every shelf to find more points of view. If I withstand the flood, I hope you hold my love and intentions close to view. Let the simple things console me, let mountains overthrow me, like wind beneath my feet. Let my love be lost in seasons, let life fulfill this reason to hang on after all. And you'll hang on after all. Oh. Let the simple things console me. Let mountains overthrow me like wind beneath our feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allie Thibodeau, The Simple Things. So what's the inspiration behind The Simple Things?
I think, well, I wrote that song, I think, a couple years into, I'm just going to say it outright, a couple years into Trump being elected, in our last administration. It felt like I had a lot of loved ones that were suffering and scared, about, immigration laws and things like that, people that were afraid of being deported, people who had worked so hard for their life and, were looking at it thinking that maybe everything could be taken from them at any moment. And I think there was a lot of, just overall, not even with that situation, but just overall, it felt like everyone had lost touch with what makes us alive and what makes us the same, And I think what makes us the same is that we all are in these bodies. We all have hearts. We all have minds. We all can experience kindness, no matter who you are. And and so it's more of a meditation on just the simple things of, what we have in common, and hopefully manifesting more peace and unity.
That is true. So one of the things that people come here, and everyone knows this is a conservative station, and they know I don't roll like that. But one of the good things that we talked about was giving the message and giving information to people who may not necessarily think like us, and that's something that's something that we share, because there are people who kind of question coming here. I'm not sure because it's political or whatever.
And I think there's something too with politics where, we so easily villainize one another, and I think it's really, it makes sense. It totally makes sense, especially with the subject matter, and it can feel hard to get over certain disagreements. And I think there's something that if we could kind of get on the same page in our realities, that, like, I think music is one of those things, when we listen to a song, we're feeling our feelings, right?
That is true.
We're listening to the same things. And no matter what style it is, I listen to all kinds of music. And I know a lot of people who are conservative or liberal or whatever, listen to the same music. So it's like, we have a lot in common. And there is a way to see each other's point of view and really take it to heart.
I say that every day. People have a lot more in common than differences.
Yep.
That is for sure. Abby Thibodeau is here with us at 2:51 on the mic with Mike. This is the Swagger Studio. We're going to go away for a moment, short break. We'll be back on the other side. Allie will be here performing. Once again, we'd like to thank her for dropping by. And ladies and gentlemen, she is everything that people said. That's the real deal. Yes, she is. All right, we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you, Mike.
Welcome to Miss Girlie's, conveniently located at 4809 Parker Street in the heart of Fulton. We take food back to the basics, just like our grandmother, Girlie Frances Crump, used to do it, the way we've always done it. So grab your family, grab your friends, and come taste a little bit of home. Open for business 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Hey everyone, it's Heather Marie Van Cleve with Heather Marie Speaks, and I'm on the mic with Mike on WJFN Radio Thursdays from 2 to 2:30 p.m., bringing encouragement, education, and empowerment for mental health awareness with a little bit of fashion infused. Join me every Thursday from 2 to 2:30. I'll see you then.
When Heather Marie speaks, you should be listening. On the Mic with Mike, weekdays 1 to 3 on WJFN 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
Do you want a crystal clear picture of your finances? Dial 804-601-0532 and schedule your free financial review with Crystal Clear Financial Solutions. Find us online at crystalclearfinancialsolutions.com.
Yes, this is Don Treese Brown. We're Brown Baylor, proud sponsors of the Swagger Series. Please feel free to follow us on our social media channels, The Brown Baylor. You can also visit us on our website, brownbaylor.com, and you can follow us on our most recent project, Hidden in Plain Sight, SITE.org.
Brown Baylor, Hidden in Plain Sight, sponsors of the On the Mic with Mike Swagger music series. Hear brand new stars every Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Mic with Mike and WJFN, 92.7 and 100.5 FM.
On the Mic with Mike, Swagger Studio is back open, 254. Ali Thibodeau, Mike King, Al Green on the wheels of Steel Robin, and Emmanuel from DB Arcade shooting video here. Hey, that's why we're the best radio program around. We're a talk show. And look at him. So Emmanuel's doing his thing. We got Instagram going. Shout out to my wife out there. She's watching on Instagram. Hey, baby, we're trying to do the right thing here. Okay, so Ali is here with us. Emmanuel, is there something that you'd want her to... Okay, thank you.
Mike, what's your wife's name?
Donna.
Donna, what's up, Donna?
There you go. See, now, that's how, when you get your own show, you can be like, people shouting out. I wonder if I'll be a big deal when I get home today.
Yeah, you will.
I will be, because you just gave a shout out. But it's like, okay, welcome back. That's what 40 years does.
Yeah.
So you were talking about with the family, it was good coming back home again. And we always joke and say, you can't go back home again. But you can.
Yeah, it's funny. I was the first person just like you to be like, oh, I'm never going to come back to Richmond. Like, I'll never. And I grew up outside of Richmond. I grew up in Mechanicsville, which is also a major, like, it's a conservative town.
Okay.
And, I mean, I went to Lee Davis High School. It was the Confederates. I think now it's Mechanicsville High School. Not sure. There's a lot of contention there that I think is starting to get worked out, which is exciting. It's really exciting. But all that being said, yeah, I kind of, I was definitely like the liberal kid in school being like, I'm going to New York City and I'm never coming back. You know what I mean? And then when I went, it was amazing. And I love New York. And I think about, going back there sometimes. But at the end of the day, coming back to Richmond, places grow and evolve. And Richmond has really grown and continues to grow. And I want to give myself to that. I want to give back and also see other people like, just thrive together and really people who really know each other, In New York, a lot of people don't really know each other.
People are moving a million miles an hour.
Exactly.
But there's that 6 degrees of separation. It don't take long to get around Richmond.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and
like,
it's
that's
really
how you end up here.
It's given me a lot. The people in this community have given me a lot. I've been back for about 4 years now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ali Thibodeau here. One last song for us to send us out.
Okay, this song is called Autonomy.
Okay.
And it's on my album, Let It Leave.
Okay, but you got to let people know how they can find you before we...
Yeah, okay, thanks.
You got merch to sell, too.
I have so much merch at home.
Okay.
Slide in my DMs on Instagram. There's also a shop online, but yeah, but I'd love to meet you if you were watching today. Hit me up, and that'll be awesome. But yeah, I'm on Instagram as DEAU Eyes, DEAU_eyes, Facebook, DEAU Eyes, DEAU. And then, of course, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music, you can get my music, too.
There you go. DEAU Eyes.
Okay, here we go. This one's about being all right on your own.
Okay.
The blue jays sighs. She's heard my cry one too many times, her whisper and flight. Heavy in my eyes, ought to be a light, ought to be a light. Save affection. 'cause I can't be you when I know you disappear. Close my eyes and see your face, or I fixed you for a way. Or go find your thinking that told me, or I almost let you in autonomy with a night on my side. You can bet I'll be alright with a night on my side. Oh, honey, you can bet I'll be alright. And the blue jay sighs, she's heard my cry one too many times.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I could have been your life.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I should have been your life.
There you go. Ali Thibodeau here, rocking it out. I'd like to thank her for coming in. Autonomy. That's it. One last time, really quick. 10 seconds. How can people find you?
Everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, DEAU EYES, DEAUEyes.com, DEAU eyes, like eyeballs.
We're out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. She's the best. Take care.
Thanks. Sorry.
WJFN Goochland, WJFN Chester.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Former President Trump's impeachment trial will begin soon. Rita Foley has more in this report.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer broke the news.
The articles will be delivered to the Senate on Monday.
And that will launch former President Trump's impeachment trial on a charge of inciting